Hello again, my friends. Sorry for the sigh of exasperation. I don't even know what take we're on. Reese keeps interrupting me. And Thursday has snuck up on me because it's been a hectic week. So I apologize. I'm not as prepared as I usually am, but I still wanted to talk with you guys because no matter how hectic life gets, it is important that we take care of ourselves and that we connect with others. And that's kind of what I wanted to chat with you guys about. So I have just realized that as we have talked a lot about connecting better with our families in this podcast, whether it's quality time, that one-on-one time, or family adventures. But I know that sometimes it's still just difficult, even if we do everything right. I've caught myself. For example, we just took our girls to see the Eras Tour movie in the theater because I've created little Swiftie monsters in my image, and they were able to come to the concert with me. So this is the next best thing, right? And as fun as it was absolutely exhausting. And it's like, man, if I had it to do over again, would have done things a little differently. And I probably would have planned an extra trip for me to watch it on my own as well. Because there's just certain things that are harder to enjoy when you're rounding up children and herding kids. So if you feel that way, if you've had those moments where you're just like, man, this would be so much funner without the kids, or this would be better if they were just a little bit bigger. Don't feel guilty. It's hard not to. I know I have felt that where I'm just like, oh, that's a dangerous line of thinking. I want to vent, right? I want to have those, get those emotions out, but I also want to be grateful and content and present in the age that they're in as well. And it's a hard line to walk. So if you have those thoughts, don't feel bad. Don't know that you're not alone. And so here's a glimpse into my crazy. You ready for this? Normal crazy. I have one car between my husband and I, and so there's lots of walking to and from school, so you kind of have to plan things around, having to leave that time to walk. You think it's hard to get kids out of the house in time to drive somewhere. It was almost worse when you have, another 20-minute walk on top of it. So there's that. We've got soccer season we are in deep, right? And even though they're 2 years apart in age, they are in separate leagues. So there's a lot of games. There's no in between. They're either playing at the exact same day at the exact same time, and we have to be in two places at once, or they're on completely opposite days, and we're just at the soccer field all week between games and practices. But we did that, right? We signed up for that. That's the risk you run doing sports so early, right? Because that's just kind of how it is. The older they get and the more of them are in sports and activities and things, their schedules get more demanding. So, and then on top of it, this week we have parent-teacher conference week. So my oldest is out 3 hours early. My preschooler had no school half the week. So anything I usually get done is being done with at least one kid in tow, if not both. So needless to say, a lot less has gotten done. Been a lot less productive this week. And then I joined the PTA too and been helping out with book fair, which I don't want to complain about that. I'm so excited about being able to be in my kids' school and help make these kids and teachers' lives better. And it's been super awesome to be in doing the book fair this week, but it's just another one, you know what I'm saying? You get those things every once in a while. That's just as much as you are willing and able and looking forward to something, it's still one more thing on your plate. It's still one more thing to plan for and around. So that's been my week. It's been a little hectic. It's been a little bit all over the place. All while my husband has kind of been working overtime and has 2 jobs, so he works 6 days a week, and we've got church responsibilities and things. There's all these little moving parts, and I just had this moment last night where he goes to bed at the same time as the kids in order to get up early enough for work. So I'm by myself, and I'm just sitting there on the couch, and I like had to put my wrist brace on because I overdid it cleaning, and I just passed out mid-movie. And then get woken up, 3 or 4 times in the night by toddlers. Once I actually did get to bed. And so I just, you hit the wall. You get this burnout going. And it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to feel like you're just spinning your wheels. It's hard to feel like you and your spouse are just ships passing in the night. You barely have enough time to do anything, let alone, talk about what needs to be done, communicate properly. There's just so many moving parts and everyone needs something. And I just hope that if this resonates with you, if this sounds like something you're going through, a season that you're in, know that you're not alone. I know that only offers up so much comfort. But still, a little comfort. I find, for myself at least, knowing that I'm not the only person that feels this way is definitely a comfort to me. And it's just kind of reiterated for me that need for self-care. Honestly, that word used to really, bug me. Because I think my mind would just automatically go to these luxurious things that you don't need, right? These spa treatments, treating yourself. And I'm just like, things I don't have time or the means for. And so you automatically want to just shut it out. But that's not what it's about. And especially on days and weeks that I just described to you, this is what it really looks like. Okay? It looks like 5 minutes of getting outside. You don't even have to do anything outside. Just go sit outside for a minute. And soak in some vitamin D. Sometimes it's reading for 5 minutes. Something you want to read. I miss the days where I could just read and read and read. I'd take a whole weekend and finish a book in a weekend. I miss those days, but they are long gone. It very rarely happens that I can read for a good chunk of time. So, a little here, a little there. And sometimes it's literally listening to at least one song that makes me feel good. Sometimes it's just the one song that I have time for. Other times I'll just keep the music going while I'm doing other things. But, at least one good song. Sometimes it's reminding someone that you love them. Whether it's a text or a note or saying it. Sometimes it's listing one thing that you're grateful for. Thinking about just one. I know we've talked about other gratitude practices and stuff, but if life is hectic, just sit and take a second to think about one good thing. Whether it's something good that happened that day or something that you're looking forward to. That could make all the difference. It can be that small. It can be that simple. And still be effective. Now, I know for me, it's taken a lot of... I still struggle. I still go through these moments where I want to be doing more or be doing it better, taking care of myself and my family better. But it takes time. It takes practice, I have found. And especially with self-care, it's so different for every person. What is going to reset, recharge, help you feel more like yourself is going to be different than Sally down the road. Okay? So if you're just doing all these normal things, right, that are supposed to be self-care and you're not feeling it, you're not feeling relaxed, you're not feeling like it's making a difference, that's okay. it'll take some time to figure out exactly what helps you feel reconnected to your life. Heidi Powell has an awesome podcast that just came out, and she was talking this week and reminded me about practice makes progress. And it's really resonated and kind of been rolling around in my brain all week. Because the saying, right, the age-old saying is practice makes perfect. And as a recovering perfectionist, for some reason, even though I know that that's not okay and it's not ideal and it's whatever, you know what I mean? Like, you got to give yourself more grace than that. I still have said that phrase, practice makes perfect. Because in my mind, I'm like, well, eventually you will be, right? It doesn't, like, even the longer you do something, eventually you'll get there, right? So I'm like, technically it's true. So I still cling to that phrase. But that's dangerous because you're still setting yourself up subconsciously to have that expectation that perfection is the end goal, the end destination. When in reality, that does not matter at all. What matters is that you are every day a little bit better. That you're trying. And so I've even started to switch that language with my girls too. As I teach my kids, it's practice makes progress. It doesn't matter as long as you're trying. The more you try to get better at something, you will. And that's the same with taking care of ourselves. That is a skill that needs to be learned and to be practiced. Filling up our cups so that we can connect better with ourselves, with our families, with our Savior, with our community. I want to say it will get better. And I know that it will, but it does take time. And it does take sometimes some of that conscious effort, even if it's just 5 minutes. You're worth that 5 minutes. You're worth it. You mean so much and are so important to your family and to your loved ones. You got this. Until next time.